What is going on, guys, boys and girls? Hello everybody, welcome to the Monaco Grand Prix of ISRL Tier 1. As the drivers are starting to get ready, I'm joined in the commentators booth today by ISRL Mo.
Hello, thank you for having me today.
Oh, thank you for being here. So, what do you take about this race so far as we're loading into the lobby?
Honestly, I'm expecting a lot of action. Was just in a race yesterday. Um, I can tell you, it was crazy. Anyways, I think, to be honest, with this qualifying might be a little bit, I heard the driver said that they want to communicate with each other and everything, so that should be good. Those are great drivers, so we're expecting the best from them.
Oh yeah, we definitely do have the absolute best ISRL has to offer today. And I did also hear the rumors of the open mic qualifying that we're going to have. Tier 1 drivers very fast, very aware, and they want to make sure everybody else on track is also aware as to where they're going to be, when they're going to come on a flying lap. Because Monaco, the type of track it is, not really much of any room for overtaking, I would say. So you really want to make sure you
Not
get
at all.
Yeah, so you want to make sure you get the absolute best out of your qualifyings, because track position is kind of king on this track.
Absolutely.
So we've loaded on in at the moment. We're just waiting for the first cars to get out on track.
Let's see who's first gonna make it out to the track.
Yep, I think everybody's just tweaking the setups a little bit, make sure they've got that perfect setup. I'm hearing some engines rev, so we're going to see some drivers
And
out there soon.
it's important for this type of track to have lots of downforce.
Oh yeah, definitely need a lot of downforce on this track. Not really much in terms of straight line speed. And that hairpin alone is, if you don't have enough downforce, you're going to park it at the supermarket on that hairpin. So for starters, we're right on board with Cotton Eye Joe. It's the first one I believe is going to be out on the outlap. As I just take a moment and get all the good stuff on the screen for you guys. Track map for the full map.
Currently on board with Jameson right now. Let's see what he can do.
Keep me posted on that. I'll follow Cotton Eye Joe just for the moment, given he's the first one out on track. So we'll see, once the flying lap gets done, what the initial pace is going to be. Put the fitted tires on. Cotton Eye Joe actually cuts the chicane there on his out lap. So he wants to really get on his flying lap as soon as possible. Cutting corners all over the place, it looks like.
Jameson is on a clean out lap here. Let's see what he can offer.
Alright. It actually looks like Cotton Eye Joe got into the pits, so we'll find somebody else to follow. Let's look for the Toro Rosso. I believe it's a Cush, so we'll follow along him as he's the first driver who's probably going to set a flying lap, as we'll ride on board with this flying lap. So as much as I don't want to be jinxing the drivers this early on, I always feel I need to ask, because it looks like there's a yellow flag down near Sector 3. Do you have any early predictions?
Early predictions. Sweet Crown. Actually, Fluffinata. I've always known that this is Fluffinata's track, so I'm expecting some pace, some lots of, not so much from qualifying, but a lot from racecraft. And then it looks like we got Carter. Like I said, with this track, lots of DNF. It's all about how you do your racecraft. You gotta watch out for the driver in front of you. You gotta make sure that you're not in anyone's way if you're slower.
Oh yeah, definitely got to be aware out there, that's for sure. But a lot of it will come down to strategy. So it looks like it's a Cush that's at 110.7. Firmly beaten by Jamie 1 very quickly. Now 109.9 is the lap to beat at the moment, early on in this qualifying session. These drivers are starting to finish their So right on board with Sweet Crown, the championship leader right now. We'll see if he could have a bounce-back race, because he had a bit of a strategy call in Hungary that didn't really work out for him. So we'll see if he can have a bounce-back race this time around as he comes around the last corner. Down the start-finish straight. Let's see what he can do. He sets a 111.5, but that's on the hard tires, so definitely still has pace, given most of everybody else has set their first laps on the soft tires. It's Mr. Cool. Fortunately, his lap doesn't count. Must have cut a corner somewhere, so we'll see if he goes on or if he decides to veer in the pits. He will go on, so he's going to set another lap on those soft tires, it looks like. Now let's jump back with Cotton Eye Joe. Why not? He's on a flying lap at the moment, it looks like. So we'll see if he likes this lap better than the last one we watched him.
So right now I'm on board with Josh too, and he's actually running the hards tire. Another thing with this track, the software eating up a lot more quicker.
Oh yeah, we saw that in the Tier 2 race where this track isn't the greatest for conserving your tires, so it's good to get a feel of the hard tires. Plus overtaking isn't great, so if you can limit your pit stops, you're going to be in for a good race. It's a yellow flag. It looks like it's just cars passing other cars. Hopefully there was no damage there. Cotton Eye Joe's coming around the last few corners. So we'll see what kind of lap he can set on his first flying lap as he's coming down the start-finish straight. And that's good enough for third with a 111.1. So it looks like Jamie 1 still has provisional pole with about 12.5 minutes left in qualifying. There's a little jump with Pubed at the moment as he's just passing the chicane, coming into the third section of the track. See what kind of time he can set for his first time on the fastest compounded tires. It's a yellow flag.
Like Fluffanatta has retired.
Oh no, I think I need to stop asking that question, because Fluffanatta, we're really sorry if we gave you the commentator's curse in qualifying.
It could very well be race strategy, or I'm not sure what exactly happened. I'll have to dig in on that.
I have to dig in and see. It looks like there was a Williams that also went a little bit slow from what I could see on the mini-map. Jamie 1's time of a 109.9 is still the time to beat, and he's actually going out on his out lap at the moment. Let's jump to somebody else on a flying lap. Jump on board with Pretzels. Looks like he's on the medium tires, doing his flying lap. See what kind of time he can set. Very, very fast drivers, Pretzels is. So we'll see if he's good enough to take that pole position away from Jamie 1. See, as he's coming through the chicane over here, can lose lots of time if you don't take that right, but it looks like he took that pretty well from my view. Doesn't hit the wall there. Very good. Looks like a very clean lap from what we can tell. So he's coming down the last few corners. We'll see what kind of time he puts up.
We're just talking to Fluffanatta, and actually seems like wheel slipped out of his hand.
Oh so, no.
Happens a lot in this track.
Oh yeah, a bit of the stress of Monaco might be getting to him a little bit, but at the same time that gives him a free choice of tires for the race. So right. You know, we'll see what kind of strategy he decides to pick, and you know, he could be right there in the mix come the end of this race.
Exactly. This again, this track is all about racecraft. So qualifying isn't so much. It is good to qualify at first to avoid all collisions or anything that could happen. But again, the racecraft is very important in this track.
Oh yeah, and like this track alone, your race could be over just into the first turn if you're really unlucky. Right, Jeff says it best, take care going into Sandoval, and we've all heard that a million times, but it's kind of got a point, especially in the first lap. You can you know, you can end your race very quickly. But at the same time, even if you take damage and have to pit on lap 1, that's not the end of the world, because most likely a lot of people are going to take damage whether whether they're pushing too hard or whatever else they do. And that's the beauty of Monaco, I feel. The race is never over until the driver crosses the finish line for the last lap. Let's see what Jamie 1 puts up as he crosses the line. He does not improve his time, it looks like. But he's still sitting in pole position. But we'll see if anybody can beat that time of the 109.9 with about just under 9 minutes left in qualifying. I'll jump back with Sweet Crown on the fastest compounded tire, so he's definitely going to try to make a push for pole position, I would think, on this lap. So give the onboard. He sets a purple second sector, it looks like. Very, very fast coming down near the end. It's approaching a yellow flag, though. Looks like it was just that Mercedes going into the pits. Takes the last turn, coming down the start-finish straight. Let's see, what kind of time does he put up? Can he beat Jamie 1? And yes, he does. That's a 109.5. And he snags pole position away from Jamie 1 with about just over 8 minutes left to go in qualifying.
I see that Carter, Garman, Mushroom, and Obiku hasn't came out of pit yet. I'm gonna run to the pit wall real quick and see what happens, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, for sure. To keep us posted, Mo. So right on board with Damsey, currently sitting in 11th, but he actually invalidated his lap time, so that's not good for him. Behind him, that looks like it was the Mercedes of Cotton Eye Joe. Let's see, it looks like Girdman's on a lap at the moment, so we'll see what kind of time he can put up. So we'll follow him along through the casino section here. Oh, he hits the wall, actually. Oh, no. Gets some front wing damage, breaks his end plate there a little bit. So it does not look like this lap is going to bring him much of anything. So we're out on board with somebody else. Let's see what Josh 2 does. He jumps up 1 place, actually, on those medium tires, to 111.1. Let's see, can Pube actually beat his time? Yes, he does. He jumps up to 3rd, so takes that first spot in the second row with a 109.4, 109.9, sorry. Sweet Crown 19, still your provisional pole sitter at a 109.5. Can't wait to hear back from Mo to see why they're not going out, but it looks like Carter is actually coming out now. Maybe just tweaking with the setup, team brief, who knows. Try to jump on board with somebody else. Jumping into the pits. Looks like they're getting into the pits too. Lots of drivers going into the pits. Lots of invalidated laps as well. Josh 2 as well with an invalidated lap. Pretzels is actually coming to the near of his out lap at the moment. So we'll see if he can beat his time. He's currently sitting in 7th, which isn't a bad position to be in, but of course, just like everybody else, probably wants that pole position. So if you're at the front, you only have to worry about getting hit from behind, and it's a little safer than having to watch out from all the different angles within the beginning of the race. So we'll see what kind of time he can put up. Sweet Crown 19 with 5.5 minutes left. Still your provisional pole sitter, and it looks like there's a Renault that went off. Let's take a look. That was Damsey. Must have missed his braking zone through the chicane, so unfortunately that invalidates his lap, but if he is quick enough, maybe he can put one last out there to try to improve that 11th place. Jump back on board with Pretzels as he just comes out of the tunnel section. Cuts the corner a little bit on that chicane. But we'll see what kind of time he can put. He actually sets a purple second sector there, so very fast. We'll see if he can actually take pole position away from Sweet Crown 19. As he comes down the start-finish straight, let's see what kind of time does he put up. Can he take pole? Nope, that's good enough for 3rd though, so much better than what he was at 7th, and that knocks Pube down to 4th position with about 4.5 minutes left. Let's jump on board with Fly By Night as he's going around on the medium tires, actually. Currently sitting in 10th position, so he'd be right in the thick if qualifying ended right now. But we'll see if he can actually better his time. I think he might be making a strategy call at the moment, opting to potentially start on those medium tires, so that way he doesn't have to pit with everybody else in the softs, and he can just push in clean air if he gets a good enough start of the race. And it looks like actually, so the Red Bull and Alfa Romeo might have been letting somebody pass because he's off and running now. Not much harm. Looks like there's more yellow flags. Fly By Night actually invalidates his lap, so very, very disappointing for him. But he'll come around and he's going to try again for a second flying lap. 3.5 minutes left to go in qualifying. Sweet Crown 19 still sitting your provisional pole. Jamie 1 in second. We'll see. Looks like he's on a flying lap, but too many corners. That lap's disqualified, so we'll see if he has time for one more. He's going to have to be very quick going into the pits if he decides. Yes, he does. But Sweet Crown 19 probably does like the sight of that, because that means he's still sitting in pole position. See, Cotton Eye Joe looks like he's on a flying lap. Looks like he's coming in very fast. We'll see what kind of time he can put up. Approaching traffic, though. Good to that Alfa Romeo of slowing down, letting him through, not hindering his lap time. As Damsey's actually retires from qualifying. Cotton Eye Joe jumps up to 6th. So that's a 1:10.08. So it looks like Fly By Night's about to finish his flying lap, so we'll see what kind of time he can set. Currently sitting in 10th, so definitely wants to improve that time. As he comes down the start-finish straight, we'll see what time does he set. It is good enough for 8th place, a 1:10.6. Probably wishes he was a little higher up, but at the same time he does have the tire advantage compared to everybody else. See if we can find Mr. Cool, actually. Coming around a flying lap currently. He's looking to beat his 109.9. See if maybe he can take pole position away from Sweet Crown 19 this late into qualifying. But no, he cannot, because he invalidates his lap. That Sector 3 is a tough one for corner cutting, especially on strict corner cutting. You gotta watch out, because he could be right in the thick of a lap, and all of a sudden, just like that, get it disqualified, and you're gonna have to go around again. Starting to get to the nitty-gritty of qualifying now with 1.5 minutes left. Lots of this top drivers, and I didn't even notice Kush actually takes 2nd position away from Jamie 1. So now Jamie 1 is going out in the outlap, see if he can squeeze one last lap into this qualifying session. We'll ride on board with Mr. Cool for now as he's coming around. Seeing some yellow flags here. Let's just be drivers going slow. Actually, let's jump to Josh 2, because it looks like he's actually on a flying lap at the moment. So we'll see if he can better himself from 10th position. As Pube actually retires from qualifying with 1 minute left. So I guess he's content enough with his 6th position. Cotton Eye Joe as well. He's content with his 8th position. So, and Nibiku actually retires as well. So lots of drivers retiring this late. Guess they don't want to go back out and want to watch the rest of qualifying. Happy with their, happy with where they are. I'm not sure if I heard any microphone sounds. Mo, are you back at all?
Yes, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, so I just finally made my way back here. Couldn't really get any info on those drivers. Happens. Some certain drivers won't give you any info. Anyways, it looks like we're gonna have to guess with the race strategy. You know, you want to start in the back. You don't want to stay out of trouble and collision. So I think that's what's probably going on here with Mushroom and Carter.
Oh yeah, I guess so. I'm not surprised that drivers didn't really want to talk too much about strategy. A lot of these drivers do have the stream open, looking to hear any little tidbit, catch any tidbit of potential information, because that could help give them an advantage or even a disadvantage. But I guess we'll just have to sit and guess here in the commentator's booth. As I'm riding on board Jamie 1, we'll see if he can better his lap time. He does set a purple second sector for a little bit. So we'll see if he can take his pole position back as he crosses the line. That is good enough for pole position with a 109.2. Now we're right on board with Sweet Crown, who actually goes into the pits. So looks like he's going to be starting in second position. Zakush as well comes around the last on 2-lap old tires. I don't think that's much of a flying lap, so it looks like he's comfortable in third with Pretzels rounding out the top 4.
So actually, I was just talking to stewards, and it looks like that Mushroom actually has a quali ban. So that's for Mushroom then.
Oh, okay. Mushroom has a quali ban. Darn. Well, that's too bad for him. He'll start from the bottom. It looks like Carter as well did not set a lap in qualifying. That's it. After a very exciting qualifying session, we have Jamie 1, who did take pole position, Sweet Crown 19 coming in second, and Isakush rounds out the top 3. Very exciting qualifying, and I think we're going to have an even better race once we advance to it. Drivers might be taking a bit of a breather. I've heard rumors of potential 3 to 5 minute break just to let the drivers get up, stretch, get into race mode. But yeah, tell me, Mo, what do you see with this qualifying session? What do you think we should come to expect with the race?
So it was it's kind of no surprise that Jameson and Sweet Crown is on the top. Like I said, some of the drivers who we normally see on the top are in the back, but again, the race strategy with this track is different. So honestly, with this track, it's unpredictable just from my end. It's really hard to tell what's going to happen. Safety cars, yellow flags, that's to be expected.
Oh yeah, probably lots of controversy, I guess we could say, definitely come to be expected with this race. But do you think that drivers starting on the soft tires are going to have an advantage, or do you think those opting for the medium tires start potentially going on a little bit longer? Who do you think has the advantage based on your experience having done the race yesterday here in Monaco?
Alright, I was just having issues with my mic.
No worries.
I'll be with you here in a sec, just kind of fixing that right now.
Yeah, of course. So it looks like drivers are taking a bit of a breather. Yep, confirmation in the chat. The drivers are taking a 2-minute break. Oh, never mind. It looks like we're actually advancing on into the race. So drivers who are up might want to get back soon if you want to get to the formation lap. So we'll see. Hopefully all the drivers are back in time and nobody misses out on the formation lap. Very useful time to heat up the tires, get the brakes set. Just get your car ready for the start of the race. So we'll follow Jamie 1 just through Sector 1, going around that casino section. And I don't know about you, chat. I'm sure the drivers are excited. In the commentators booth, we are excited as well. As we're going around, I would like to remind everybody that if you like what you're hearing so far, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so that way you never miss an upload from ISRL. Lots of good things coming on in the future. Plus, we'll always get the F1. Oh, and it looks like there was actually a bit of contact with this formation lap. So hopefully that doesn't.
All right, Monkey. Are you hearing me good right now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you pretty well.
Sounds good. Sorry, apologize about that. I had some mic issues, but I think we were talking about tires and tire compounds.
Yeah, tire compounds. I'm curious to see who's based on your experience with this race, who's better off, do you think? Those on the medium tires or those on the soft tires?
To be quite honest with you, from my experience yesterday, I think people who are on mediums probably have a good advantage because they can last long, and especially with this track, you really don't want to speed so much. You really just want to make sure to be consistent and make a good lap, really. So soft tires will wear off quicker, but medium tires I think is probably a good start with the race.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like to think that as well. You might get the speed with the soft tires, but they're going to fall off a cliff. So it looks like the drivers are about ready to start. Yellow flag. So hopefully everything goes well. I'm not hoping for glitches. Yep. So we have 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights. As we're waiting for the drivers to go, lights are off and the drivers are off. Jamie 1 still in the lead with Sweet Crown very close. Coming into turn 1, we'll see. It looks like they come through fairly safely. Not seeing any issues. Oh, and it looks like there's a Williams that actually went off. Who is that? Oh my goodness. Alfa Romeo of Pubed is facing the wrong way. As he goes down, he gets reset to track. So it looks like there was a big accident into the first turn. I wonder what happened there. Hopefully we get a good replay of it. So it looks like drivers are very cautiously jump back on with Jamie 1, very cautiously coming around this hairpin section. See who, if anybody, has damage right now after that very eventful turn 1. Jamie 1 still with the lead, Sweet Crown in second, and Sakush in third. Now I would like the gaps. Would be nice, but we'll see. Still the first lap. Put the interval on. So we're right on board with
Jameson's Sweet Crown taking it pretty good and easy. Good start for them.
Yeah, we'll turn on the telemetry as well. So yeah, it looks like a very good start for the front runners of the race. We'll see what the gaps are like. So after the first lap, it looks like Jamie 1 has the lead. Sweet Crown in second, and Sakush third, and Pretzels rounds out the top 4. And Mr. Cool actually...
Sorry, I apologize to interrupt you, but it looks like Pubes has fallen down like 11th positions down. He's also in pit. Looks like 13 down is all pit right now.
Yep, 13 down is all pit, so they must have been caught up in that big accident in turn 1. I'm not surprised that Pubes is pitting. He was facing the wrong way in the track after turn 1, so probably definitely took some damage. Yeah, it looks like he's getting his front wing switched. Just very unfortunate for him, but it's only lap 1. It's a long race. 39 laps to go, so a safety car could happen. It's Monaco. Chances are pretty high. So
absolutely.
You don't want to give up.
And it looks like Fluffalnada is 7th position up. Sits in 10 right now.
Yep, sitting in 10th, and looks like he's coming very close to Fly By Night, actually, to try to take that 9th position. So you know what? Let's ride on board with Fluffalnada. He's pressuring Fly By Night. Try to find the closest gap for you. Looks like elsewhere on the track, Mushroom and Hartman are having a good battle as well. We'll see. Fly By Night doing a good job of defending Fluffalnada, but Fluff is definitely hungry. Oh, and what is that? Fly By Night jumps into the pits, actually, and that gives Fluffalnada an easy 9th place.
Exactly. So is Hartman, who had... He was 3 position up from his qualifying time, so that's very good for Hartman.
Yeah, very good for Hartman. Good for Fluff as well. So I wonder why he had to veer into the pits. If he took wing damage, or if he just got tired of those medium tires. Fly By Night going on the soft tires, so he's selecting for a bit of a pushing strategy.
Yeah, seems like it.
So we'll see. Let's ride on board with Josh too. Actually, he's coming close to his teammate Cotton Eye Joe. Not sure if they're communicating or not, and just trying to, get the split stream from each other to try to catch Pretzels in the Haas, currently in 4th. But we'll see. It looks like Jamie 1 is actually creating a bit of a gap on Sweet Crown 19 early on in this race. 1.6 second gap now from first to second. And already a very eventful race, only 3 laps in, I would say.
This is one of my favorite races to watch, so I really enjoy it.
Oh yeah, very exciting race to watch. And I hope it's a very exciting and very stressful race to race as well, as I'm sure these drivers are definitely feeling the pressure of racing along the streets of Monaco.
Absolutely, it's one of the classic circuits as well too.
Oh yeah, classic circuit. Nice street circuit going around the city, I would say.
Absolutely.
Let's see, and it looks like, oh, Mushroom jumps into the pits. Saw Puged and Abiko are actually very close together, so we'll see if Puged is willing to make a move. Needs to be very patient with
Actually,
this.
sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah,
I just saw Fluffinata. He slipped a little bit here as he tries to overtake Denzi. I'm thinking that Fluffinata might be able to overtake him. Seems like he's got the pace on him, so this is who I'm riding on board with right now.
seems like it will actually jump to the onboard as it looked like he was closing the gap very quickly on Damsey. Fluffin, you know what? He retired in qualifying, but it looks like he's out here with a vengeance here in the race, wanting to climb up there. We'll see if he can make a move down the start-finish straight.
Yeah, exactly.
So it looks like they're side by side. Fluffinut, it looks like he makes the move stick going into turn 1. Very, very nice move, definitely. And he takes 8th position here on lap 5.
And that makes him a 9 position up from his qualifying.
Oh yeah, so very, very good right now. Doing very good. And it looks like Abiku fell down a few places, so I wonder what happened with him there. Looks like he lost 2 positions to Pubed and Mr. Cool. Oh, and he jumps into the pits as well. So it looks like early on, the drivers who were able to stay clean are going to have a very clear advantage compared to the drivers who can't stay as clean. It's a chase a 3-second time penalty. We saw a little clip of that on stream. Yeah, I would say a little bit warranted after that corner cut there. Yeah, let's see. It looks like we've got a pretty good battle for 3rd position now going on, or even 2nd, I guess. Yeah, 2nd and 3rd, and to an extent Pretzels as well in 4th. Josh, too, getting very close to Cotton Eye Joe.
You're looking at Fly By Night. Even after he pits, he still sits just 1 position down from his qualifying. He's in 10th position right now.
Oh, and there's a yellow flag here. Oh, who was that, actually? Who looked like there was somebody that was... Oh, no, but I guess not. Must have saw something that wasn't there. This isn't the greatest view. I can't really lie. Let's see, actually, it looks like Zakush is putting pressure on Sweet Crown, so right on board with them, actually, for the moment. We'll see if Zakush can pass Sweet Crown. Sweet Crown is the Drivers' Championship leader at the moment in ISRL Tier 1. But, sorry?
Oh, sorry about that. I was just going to say Sweet Crown just jumps in pits right now.
Oh, he jumps into the pit, so we'll see what kind of, guess he was done with the soft tires, so we'll see what he puts on. He puts on the hards, actually. Do you think that'll bring him to the end? Or do you think he's going to have to make another stop even with those hards?
With the hard tires, what is it, lap 7? I think
lap
so. Supposedly the hard tires will take you to the end of the race, but then again, you never know with, you know, with it being Monaco, crashes can happen, safety car can come out. So those with a safety car coming out, you know, Sweet might just jump in and, you know, grab mediums or soft. So you never know, but we'll see.
Yep, we'll have to see as Pubed actually sets the fastest lap, a 1:12.5 on the medium tires early on in this race. So it looks like he's definitely found his pace now with the medium tires. He's currently sitting in 10th, but it looks like he wants to catch up to Fly By Night as soon as he possibly can to work his way back up there. This Pretzel's actually getting very close to It's a Kush, who's fallen back from Jamie 1. Jamie 1 has a nice 5.5 second gap to 2nd position, so he's just racing his own race right now, I believe. But it's like Pretzels kind of wants to push the move, get a nice 1-2 for the Haas team early on in this race.
Yeah, and I just saw the McLarens of Josh too just overtook Cotton Eye. McLaren's doing really well for this race.
Oh yeah, it looks like, and Josh too is on the medium tire, so I guess Cotton Eye Joe's soft tires are they must be starting to fall off. It looks like, oh, and there was some contact actually.
Yep.
The Haas and the Toro Rosso into the hairpin, so hopefully that doesn't break any wing. It doesn't look like Pretzels has any wing damage, thankfully.
No, just looks like he locked up a little bit, just a little bit kissed.
Oh yeah, but he does lose a lot of time on Itzakush.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, but I do think looks like a lot of these drivers on the soft tires are starting to think about pitting, because as we saw with the McLarens with Josh 2 and Cotton Eye Joe, it looks like the soft tires are starting to go off. But the top three electing to continue on for at least another lap here.
The medium tires, the pit window for medium tires, I would say from like lap 11 to 14.
Yeah, definitely lap 11 to 14, but Josh 2 decides, nope, 7 laps on the medium, that's enough for me. I'm going to go on to the hards. And I'm going to try to make it to the end of the race, I guess, on those fresher, hard tires. So we'll see if that works out for him. As the gaps are starting to form, but actually it looks like Gurman is very close to his teammate now in Hartman. Battle for 13th position, but it's still early. Lots can happen. Give the onboard, actually, as they... oh, it looks like there might have been some team orders or something going on there. Hartman just moves out of the way and lets Gurman go by fairly quickly for 13th.
Hartman knows that Gurman can take a quicker pace, so they're playing it as safe and you know, like a team player. So that's good from them.
Oh yeah, it's good from them. I wonder if they're communicating. They are teammates after all, so
right.
It's never a bad idea to stay in communication with your teammate, just to be aware as to what they're doing, maybe what strategy they're running, so you don't don't accidentally double stack in the pits.
Yeah, you know, again, this track is brutal on tires, so it's all about how you manage those tires, where you brake, and that's very important for this track.
Oh yeah, very important the tire management is, because those tires can just go off a cliff, and this is probably the one track you do not want those tires to go off a cliff. So if you start losing those tires, then you might be heading straight into the wall very quickly, and that could end your race right there. Looks like Cotton Eye Joe finally decided he wanted to pit for the medium tires, and he came out behind Fly By Night, actually, who's on 7-lap-old soft tires. So I'll have to see. I'm not too sure if Fly By Night is currently happy with his strategy at the moment. Looks like he's taking the pushing strategy with those soft tires, but I guess we'll have to see what comes at the end of the race. So it looks like the top second and third are jumping into the pits. Jamie 1 is continuing onwards, but he has a crazy interval right now.
Yeah, breaks Fluffinata into third, which is 14 position up.
Yeah, Fluffinata's up into third, and it looks like he's trying to put a bit of pressure on Jedian. Itzakush and Pretzels both go on the medium tires at the moment, so we'll have to see if they can take those.
It is lap 11, and he does sit on medium, so let's see what Fluffinata can do to save those tires and how long he can go without getting pit.
Oh yeah, we'll have to see, and I'm not too sure if those medium tires can actually make it to the end of the race. Still 28 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Lots of laps left. But we will just have to see what happens. They're still running on board with Cotton Eye Joe as he's pushing Fly By Night a little bit. But he's conserving ERS as well, so gonna be very patient with the move, which is definitely a good idea on this track. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. Is that a Renault? Yes, that's a Renault of Damsey, who's actually into the wall at that the Rascast, it looks like. Definitely not a good race for him, unfortunately, as he's currently sitting in last of the running cars, moves out of the way for the faster cars. Let's jump on board with Pretzel right now, as he's once again putting a bit of pressure on Tsakush. Jamie won, actually. I didn't see it, but he got into the pits now, and he's now on the medium tires, so he opted for those medium tires as well. And who's that into the wall there? Is that a Biku, actually, I guess, who was in the wall? He jumps down to last place. Very unfortunate for him.
Wow.
Yep, and it looks like Cotton Eye Joe. Sorry?
Not a lucky race for Carter. He, as we've seen from the past from him, he's a very quick driver, but like we mentioned before with this track, you're gonna see different drivers are in the top, and top drivers are gonna be at the bottom.
Oh yeah, anything can happen in Monaco. I mean, it is too bad for Carter and both the Mercedes, actually, as they're currently not sitting all that great in the standings. I'm not too sure how they're doing in the constructors as well. But it looks like
Let me take a look on that, and I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Cotton Eye Joe is getting very close to Fly By Night, so we'll see if he can actually finally make the move down the start-finish straight. Fly By Night on 9-lap-old soft tires, so those tires are going to start falling off a cliff very soon. Looks like another car might actually end up into the mix. Cotton Eye Joe really wanting to push, really wanting to make this pass stick, but needs to be patient. You don't want to ruin your race, nor you want to ruin the other driver's race by making a poor move. Thinks about it. So going into this very slow, coming into the hairpin, almost side by side. Fly By Night is still managing to hold off Cotton Eye Joe on those 10-lap-old soft tires. But we'll have to see. Cotton Eye Joe does have full ERS. What does Fly By Night currently have? Oh, it's conserving, but he's very low on the ERS. So right on board with Cotton Eye Joe. We'll see when he decides he wants to make the move on Fly By Night. Very close. Give you guys a bit of an onboard, just so we can potentially see how this move happens. And Cotton Eye Joe, very good being patient. Doesn't want to push the move harder than he has to. And he probably knows Fly By Night's soft tires are starting to be worn. He gets very close there. So coming around Raskaz. Does Fly By Night decide he wants to pit? No, he's staying out for another lap. Now I want to keep watching this battle, but it looks like there's another battle with Pretzel getting very close to Itzakush for 5th position as they're coming around. Thinks about it, but no. Thinks better of it. And it looks like Cotton Eye Joe.
Over here watching Sweet Crown of Fluffinata. Sweet Crown has 71 points and 6 firsts in the championship. So Sweet Crown does have hard tires on. I don't know how old, but Fluffinata is on medium. So let's see. Fluffinata is getting close to Jedian as well. So let's see how this battle works out.
Sorry, I saw it looked like there was the Renault that was off track, but I guess he's just letting the faster cars go by. I'm currently on board with Pretzels, who's really putting pressure on Itzakush. Looks like Cotton Eye Joe finally passed Fly By Night. Now the Alfa Romeo of Pubed is getting very close. Fly By Night soft tires look like they fell off the cliff. Probably not the best idea staying out for 11 laps, especially on Monaco. It looks like the Red Bull strategists are going to have a long, hard look at their research and, you know, try to make that better for the next race.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not looking too great for the Red Bull. But over here, lap 15, and Fluffinata is still on his medium tires. Again, let's see how long he can last on those. You know, is he the only driver that hasn't pitted?
Oh, really? So Fluffinetta is still on his, oh yeah, look at that, he's still on his initial. Jediant as well, I believe, is still on their first set of tires.
Mediums.
The mediums, but it looks like they're kind of holding up Sweet Crown 19, who really wants to get a move on to try to catch Jamie 1, who's, you know, he's happy with everyone fighting, because while everyone's trying to fight for second past Jediant and Fluff, he's just running away on his 3-lap-old medium tires, because he's already made his pit stop. Looks like everybody stays out. So they're going to push these tires for at least another lap. We got a very close battle right now, so we'll have to see once moves actually start happening. But right now, second place is you know, it could be pretty much anyone's.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do have to mention, and I don't want to do a commentator curse or anything, but it is lap 16 with no safety car or anything. So, that's very good. Well done for those drivers, and again, they are really good drivers in F1.
Oh yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that. I didn't even think about that, but honestly, we had some excitement lap 1. So it looks like Sweet Crown 19 is thinking about making a move as they go very close. No, he thinks better of it actually going into that hairpin. That's a tough place to make a move, especially on the inside.
Absolutely, he backed out just enough.
Yeah, that barrier is very unforgiving when you're on the inside of that. But he's going to regroup. He's got a lot of VRS to play with, so he just wants to keep the gap close on Fluffinut. Oh, Fluffinut actually hits the wall into Razzcats as he goes into the pits, it looks like. Oh no, that might be a heartbreak for Fluffinut if he needs to fix his wing. But
that will cost him some time, but I think that he sits in a good position that he'll come out and will still manage to fight.
Oh yeah, it looks like his pit stop went fairly quickly, so maybe there wasn't any damage. I didn't quite get to see on the car. It just looked like it was an easy move for Sweet Crown 19. He's now up into third, and now he's going to pressure Jedianth, who's on 16-lap-old mediums. So those tires.
I have to mention that Fluffinut did get a 3-second penalty for corner cover, so that could be a panic after a pit stop.
Oh yeah, must have been. So heartbreak for Fluffinut. It's a virtual safety car actually. Josh too retires from the session. What happened there? Oh my goodness, we saw that with Gurmil. So right on board with well, from going into the pits. I'd like to see what had happened. Where is? Oh no, that would have been Hartman actually. Darn, I guess I missed it there. Let's right on board with one of these.
Is all the way at the bottom.
Huh, so let's right. Oh, I guess we. Darn, I missed what happened to Josh too, but it looks like it was coming out of that first turn, coming out of Sandoval. We'll see. I mean, while we're here, we'll give Jamie 1 some love. A near perfect race for him as we're back to racing. I don't want to give him too much love because it looks like the Sweet Crown is right back to pushing Jedianth for that second position.
Oh, I see somebody in the wall. I see a Mercedes.
A Mercedes in the wall. Looks like that was a Biku 1. He gets some wing damage, so luckily he's very close to the pits, but some of these drivers have pit quite a bit, so I wonder...
Fluffinut is still in pits, which is... I don't know what's going on. Fly-by-Night passes them, and Fly-by-Night sits in 8th right now.
Yeah, so it looks like Fly-by-Night strategy is working for him at least a little bit. I'm thinking Fluffinut had some front wing. Maybe he kept that repair on no. So it looks like, oh, Sweet Crown actually jumps Jedianth into that hairpin, so he takes second position. So now he can get a move on for his championship rival, Jamie 1, who's currently made a 13.5-second gap on second place.
Yeah, and I do have to mention that Hugh is now in 7th place after the major collision in the first lap.
Oh yeah, look at that. So that's a big reason why you should never give up on this race, especially early on, because lots of things can happen and you can find yourself right back into the points. But I do want to jump back to Fluffinut a little bit. Do you think maybe he left his wing repair damage on no, but then did a lap and thought, I can't do this. This is too much damage for me. I need to go back and change my wing.
Honestly, that could very well been it, just because with this track you are running lots of downforce, so sometimes maybe a little bit of a wing damage doesn't really affect you as much. But then, you know, second lap, he was like, okay, this is affecting me, so he's trying to play it safe and maybe went ahead and replaced the wing.
Oh yeah, oh my goodness, a big dive bomb by Issakush. Oh, a big accident. Is that Sweet Crown 19 who was turned around? It looks like it was. Controversy here in lap 19 as there was a big accident and Sweet Crown 19 falls down to 5th.
Did he go backwards?
Looks like he was backwards.
Still manages to stay in 5th.
Oh yeah, still managed to stay in 5th. I don't know if he was backwards or if he just kind of flipped too much, but he goes into the pits, so he must have had enough with those hard tires.
Also, Mushroom has DNF from this session.
Oh, Mushroom DNF'd. I wonder what happened there. Looks like I'll jump on the Red Bull. Who is that? Fly by Night coming down. So we'll see if we can see what happened. We'll give the onboard. Oh, and look at that. He must have rid the curb a little bit too much, coming in too fast in that swimming pool section. That's a very dangerous spot to lose the car, because there's not much Monaco, just in general, not really forgiving. But yeah, that's Mushroom's race over, just like that, on lap 20. But I'll jump back to Itzakush right now, very close to Jediant, who's still pushing those medium tires. Itzakush tires 10 laps younger as he goes side by side into the hairpin, and it looks like he does make the move stick.
That's a very clean pass as well.
Yeah, very clean pass at a place that's very tough. And even more impressive, it looks like Itzakush has a little bit of front wing damage as well, from what I can see on the car. He's missing an end plate there. But now Jediant, those tires, I think they're starting to go off for him. Yeah, they definitely are. You think so too? He jumps into the pits.
Yep.
And that gives Pretzels a very easy third place right now. But we still have lots of laps to go here in this race, so I'm thinking even these top drivers are still going to have to probably make one more pit stop.
Definitely, and I know some of those drivers are looking for a safety car, because with a safety car, you know, everybody gets closer back to each other. You know, it puts more action back to the race. Everyone does get closer back to each other, and some drivers may have the opportunity to pit and change to, you know, better, maybe soft that will take them. I don't think soft will take you to the end of the race, but maybe medium will, as here we're at lap 21.
Yeah, but we'll definitely have to see what the strategy comes along, because these mediums that they have on definitely won't take them to the end of the race. So it looks like lap 18-ish is the fall off, like the absolute most, maybe lap 19, but they're not going another 20 laps.
Right, exactly.
Right, so they probably have, you know, another 7-8 laps to go on these medium tires before they're going to have to come into the pits. And Jediant now, who's on that hard tire, if he can make up those 12 seconds on that hard tire, he could be in a very good position to take back a second.
I think that's a good call from Jediant.
Yeah, very good call. That one stop could pay dividends to him, depending on how he hot laps these next few laps. But we can be awaiting a safety car as well. Looks like there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. But at the same time, this isn't Tier 3. This isn't Tier 2 either. This is Tier 1, the absolute best drivers that we have to offer here in ISRL. So most of them probably do know how to race clean, even on this Monaco circuit. I mean, accidents happen, but these drivers are very aware of everybody else on the track.
Absolutely, this circuit is very tough, and we need absolutely 100% focus, or else we'll end up in a wall.
Oh yeah, and it looks like Sweet Crown 19 is actually on very young medium tires, and he's putting the pressure on Jediant, who's on that slower compounded tires. We'll give the onboard, and it looks like he makes the pass very easily. Sweet Crown 19 does on Jediant, so he's up into 5th position, and he's going to try to close the gap on Cotton Eye Joe. Sweet Crown 19, very fast driver, our championship leader, like I mentioned, and he wants to catch up to his main rival, Jamie 1, who's sitting in 2nd in the championship, but 1st in this race. So Jamie 1 definitely wants to close the gap to Sweet Crown. It's only 15 points going into this race, so Jamie 1 put himself in a very good position, and Sweet Crown, I think he's trying to limit the damage a little bit.
I do have to tell you that, so Gardman and Pubes, Gardman did lock up and hit the wall. As Pube passes him, then Gardman went ahead and pitted.
Yeah, I see that, Grimmin in the pits. So you're going to have to switch his ring. Looks like it's taking its time. Guess they were having to switch the wing. But he goes on medium tires. That could potentially bring them to the end of the race.
Both lockups from the Toro Rosso and the Haas.
Oh yeah, virtual safety car actually comes out. Wonder what that was for. Trying to see on track if there's anybody going slowly. But a virtual safety car has been called out here on lap 24.
Let's see what caused it.
Yep, and that's it's a little bit too bad for the for our front runners here, because they must have already passed the start-finish straight. So they could have gotten a bit of a not quite as free of a pit stop as the regular safety car, but you know, with the slower pace, it definitely would have saved. But Fluffnut actually got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car.
I just saw that.
So heartbreak for him, as he's going to have to serve that drive-through penalty within 3 laps. I'm not too sure if he can even take it during this virtual safety car, but it looks like it's all over now.
Yeah, that's too bad for Fluffinata, as Garmin is a good driver and might as well take his point, as he does sit in 9.
Oh yes, that's Gurman's very happy about that because he can close the gap. I'm gonna ride on board with Pretzels at the moment as he's sniffing the gearbox of Itzakush, but Itzakush goes into the pits, giving Pretzels that easy second place as he decides he wants to go on for a little bit more. So we'll see what kind of tires Itzakush decides to put on, and if he can come out ahead of Jedi and Sweet Crown. It's actually right on board with Sweet Crown right at the moment. No, Sweet Crown does pass. So Itzakush does fall behind Sweet Crown. So looks like that overcut didn't quite work for Itzakush as he comes out in 6th position.
And let's not forget about Jennison, who is just flying out and looks like Presto is 25 seconds behind him.
Oh yeah, he's got nearly a 26-second gap. Honestly, he's just doing his own race. On the stream, you can see the soft tires, but no, he is on the medium tires. Just that wonderful graphical glitch from the F1 games on Codemasters. But honestly, he's had a near perfect race. Hasn't really had to fight anyone, so he can just kind of, go around like time trial up until, and just sort of conserve the tires even. But definitely looking good for him in this championship fight as well early on.
Fly by night gains a position, sits in 8th right now.
Yeah, but looks like he sits in 8th, past Fluffinata. Fluffinata fortunately got hit with that drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. That's very unfortunate for him. And Mr. Cool looks like he's pitting on soft tires, so maybe he's going to try to go for a fastest lap, a bit of an aggressive strategy at the end. Yellow flag in Sector 3. Must have been somebody just going slow, I guess. No, just to give a sit rep on lap 26, we have Jamie 1 in very big lead of the race. Pretzel's in 2nd at the moment, and Cotton Eye Joe rounds out the top 3. We're right on board with Itzakush, who's actually pushing Giant at the moment. Giant on those hard tires, so it looks like he wants to go to the end, but might be at a bit of a disadvantage here as he's sniffing upon the gearbox. All right on board with them. We'll see if he can make the move stick. But no, he's going to think, he's going to play the safe. Doesn't want to damage his car too much here. And Jedianth is on that harder compound, so not as fast for the moment with the Itzakush. He's got full ERS. We'll see if he uses it. Pops it up to 2, but not higher than that. Sniffs on the inside, but no, thinks better of it.
Very hard overtake on this track.
Oh yeah, it really is. It's really easy to sniff up the gearbox of the person in front of you, but just to make that overtake stick is very, very difficult. Barely enough room for 2 cars to go side by side on this track. So for now, Itzakush is just going to play it safe, keep it cool. He's got a lot of ERS to use compared to Jedianth, who he's at the end of his ERS, so doesn't have too much to use. So we'll see if Itzakush can pops it into overtake. Can he make the move stick going into the hairpin? He'll chuck it down the inside, a nice little dive bomb there, and it looks like he does make the move stick on Jedianth. Yes, he does.
Well done.
Very well done. So he goes up into 5th position now on lap 28 of the Monaco Grand Prix here. So he's very happy with that. He still has about 11 seconds to go on Sweet Crown 19 for 4th. But he is on the fresher medium tires, so It's a Kush can definitely try to make a push. Still 11 laps to go in this race. And even then, Sweet Crown 19, he's approaching Cotton Eye Joe, and looks like Cotton Eye Joe is going to have to pit soon as well, so... Sweet Crown 19, he might be able to take these medium tires to the end if he conserves them well enough. But we'll have to see. It's about 10 laps to go in this Grand Prix. So definitely going to have to conserve if Sweet Crown 19 wants to take those tires to the end. Looks like Gurman is actually very close to Fluffnut at YouTube, so we'll jump on board with Gurman right now, give you that battle. Again, two very fast drivers. Gurman's playing it safe into this hairpin section just because this is where you can end your overtake chance before it even came. Hartman moves out of the way. Yeah, definitely doesn't want to obscure his teammate there. But Fluffnut still was able to get away, and that's unfortunate for Gurman, who unfortunately can't make the overtake at this current moment.
As we do have 10 laps left here at this race, I do have to mention that Jameson has 56 points and Sweet Crown has 71. So 25 points added to Jameson, that's going to be 81. Let's see where Sweet Crown sits and how many points he can gather.
Oh, as they go side by side down turn 1, sorry to cut you off there, but Gurman and Fluffinutta battling it out, and it looks like Gurman does make the move stick on Fluffinutta. So he goes up into 9th position and gets those championship points for him at the moment with about 9 laps to go in the Monaco Grand Prix. Looks like Pubdizol now getting close to Jediant. Those hard tires, they're not doing too well for Jediant at the moment. I don't know if he's just not feeling it or if he doesn't have the pace with these with everyone on the faster compound, but looks like he's just falling down the order to these cars on the medium tires who potentially can go to the end of the race. So this looks like it is a final point, a points-paying position on the line here for Pubed and Jediant. Got yellow flags in sector 2. Looks like it's the must be some blue flags on track. Oh no! Fluffinutta YouTube.
Fluffinutta just caught that. He takes the 5-second penalty for staying in pit lane.
Yeah, very disappointing race for Fluffinutta as Ibiku retires from the session. So what happened there? Looks like it was at the hairpin. We'll ride on board and see what happens into this hairpin. We'll give you the onboard. Oh, look at that. What happened there? It's parked right in the middle of the track, blocking the cars.
So,
oh, no.
I did see that he get a 10-second penalty, so he could have got disqualified, but it did say DNF, so...
Yep, and that actually causes a virtual safety car on the track, so... If these top runners are lucky, they can actually get this pit stop in, and you know, Cotton Eye Joe on 21 lap old. No, he's got a virtual safety car came at the wrong time for him, but he's on 21 lap old medium tires, so he's definitely gonna have to pit soon.
Also, with that virtual safety car, I don't know.
Oh, and we're back to racing now. Sorry to cut you off there, but it looks like we are back to racing. We're right on board with Pubed at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on this time clock to see if Cotton Eye Joe decides he wants to pit, because if he does pit, then that puts Sweet Crown 19 into second position. I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to catch Jamie 1 with that big of a gap. I mean, Jamie 1 still does have to pit as well, but he still has a 31-second gap, as it looks like Pube thought about making the move on Jediant, but does not stick, so he backs away, and he's going to try it again. Oh no, and it looks like lots of penalties going on here in this Tier 1 race. So I'm thinking, coming down near the end of this race, we could definitely see penalties affecting the pecking order. So for some drivers, it could just be down to damage control. Just keep your head down, put in a few time trial laps, and hopefully you can pass the person in front of you just on penalties, especially if you kept a clean race. This Pube gets very close to Jediant. He's thinking about it. He's given some thought, but this is not the place to do it, and looks like Pube does agree with me. But actually,
for Pube, again, very well done for him for, you know, the first lap incident, and now he's back to 7th position. That's very impressive.
Oh yeah, 7th position, and he's thinking about that 6th position. Looks like elsewhere, Sweet Crown 19 is catching up very, very close to Cotton Eye Joe. Keep an eye on. I want to jump to that battle for a little bit as they go down the start-finish straight. Sweet Crown does think better of it, but he gets right up in that gearbox of Cotton Eye Joe. Cotton Eye Joe's still out on 23-lap-old medium tires. So, you know, Cotton Eye Joe, his tires must be going off a cliff right now. You know, he's probably gripping that steering wheel, gripping that controller. But I wonder, is he going to pit this? Is he going to pit this lap? Don't want to cause an accident with Sweet Crown 19 either.
So but I do see that Jemison is on mediums. I wonder if that's his second time pitting and is trying to last on those. Sweet Crown passed the time.
Yeah, Sweet Crown did pass.
Second position.
Yeah, Sweet Crown passed fairly easily. It looks like Cotton Eye Joe realized that battle wasn't one for him to have on those extremely old tires, so you know, he decides he doesn't want to mess up his race. Looks like there's a yellow flag in Sector 3. I wonder what happened there. That Razcast at the end is a tough corner to make. Jump back on board with Pube at the moment, as he's still looking to make that move on Jediant. Gets very close into this hairpin section. He is on the faster tires, but they are equally 12 laps old for both of them, so Jediant probably has a little bit more grip on those hard tires. We'll see. They get very close. Oh, it looks like there was some wing damage. Oh no. Oh, and that was Pube who... Yeah, a bit of contact. Looks like Pube took a bit of wing damage there. Just an end plate from what I could see, but that's very unfortunate for him. And it does actually look like I can see in the distance Fly By Night kind of wants to take a snag at this battle for 6th position. Bit of a train forming. It's like we have the Ferrari of, I believe, Fluffinata, who might be lapped at the moment. Yeah, he is a lapped Ferrari, but oh no! What happened there? It looked like I saw a bit of a wing explosion going on. Oh no, and that's I think that's Fluffinata YouTube who actually broke his wing.
Oh no, he's got a
broken. Yeah, he's got a broken end plate there. I'm not too sure. Doesn't look like the ghosting is on for this Tier 1 race, even with the blue flag.
He might as well just finish the race with it if he's comfortable with the car, but I guess we'll find out.
Yep, we'll have to find out. Looks like Cotton Eye Joe is still going on those medium tires, it looks like. We're down to the last 4 laps here. Jamie 1 and Cotton Eye Joe are on very, very old tires. Oh, it looks like a side-by-side battle, and it looks like Pube actually does... Oh no, what happened here? Oh no! A big accident. Jediant actually loses it. Bit of contact with Pube into turn 1. That gives... but Pube does take the position. That gives Fly By Night a very easy 7th position. As he's now going to try to think of passing.
He has no wing at all.
Oh no, and there's a safety car actually now with the last 3 laps of the race. Probably due to Jedianth, who unfortunately, yep, doesn't have any wing. Big collision into turn 1 as Fluffernutter, from bad to worse, a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags under this safety car. So
wow,
a bit of a
very unlucky for Fluffernutter, very unlucky.
Very unlucky. But do you think that's it? There's only 3 laps left of the Grand Prix, and we are under safety car. So
no, honestly, I think so for this, yeah, and you know, for him, he sits just right in front of Carter, and with the amount of penalties Fluffernutter has got this race, you know, again, I don't know what Fluffernutter or what Carter has in terms of penalties, but that could really affect him and take that 1 point from him.
Oh yeah, that could really affect, and it does look like drivers are jumping into the pits, putting on those soft tires, but I'm thinking there's only 3-4 laps left to go. There potentially could be a chance that the safety car just end the race under the safety car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because in my experience with this safety car, you know, it doesn't only stay out for a lap, 2 laps, it can stay out for a lot longer than just a lap or 2.
And yeah, it could very well end the race with the safety car, yeah.
Yep, which is a little bit of a heartbreak for Sweet Crown 19, who's getting closer and closer to Jamie 1, who Jamie 1 has caught up to the safety car as he starts his 37th lap. But Jamie 1 electing not to pit.
I do have to say, it is crazy that the safety car came out right as the race is going to end, so those penalties are really going to have to pay, and the positions are going to change.
Oh yeah, thank you for mentioning that. I completely forgot about the penalty implications with this safety car. Like you said, everyone's going to be bunched up, so you know, somebody could just fly up or down even the order just on penalties.
Absolutely, I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Oh yeah, and it looks like you know, Jamie 1 looks like he's a driver hoping that this safety car stays out until the end of the race, because he's on 25 lap old medium tire. So if the safety car does end up going in, then Sweet Crown 19, who's right behind Jamie 1 now with the safety car, is on fresher mediums and probably ready to push in these last 2 laps if let to push.
Yeah, Sweet Crown here is wishing for that safety car. As someone looks like Mr. Cool has gotten disqualified.
Oh, Mr. Cool did get disqualified? I wonder what happened there. Not too sure what he did. Yep. Oh no, what was that there? Big pile up. Looks like they're all going to the supermarket under the safety car. Oh no, and even more damage under the safety car from Hartman there. Holy moly, what's going on with this safety car? Holy.
It looks like Carter
oh my goodness.
DNF'd.
DNF, carnage.
Very unlucky for Carter.
Controversy. Holy controversy.
The commentator, this, like we said at the beginning of this race is hard to predict.
Oh yeah, and oh, look at that. The safety car go in on lap 38. Yes, it did. And Sweet Crown 19 actually has the lead of the Grand Prix.
What a crazy safety car restart.
Yep, and look at that. Jamie 1 on those old tires. He took wing damage as well. I missed that, as it looks like there was a Williams there backing up. But Jamie 1, heartbreak for him as he falls down the 7th. Those old tires, and we'll see if Cotton Eye Joe. I want to ride on board with Cotton Eye Joe. I want to see the end of this race through Cotton Eye Joe's angle. He's on 28 lap old, and it's like, it's a cushion. Oh no, more contacts at the end. There, Cotton Eye Joe.
Crazy restart.
Oh yeah, what a crazy restart! And Fly By Night on those soft tires. He's coming up right into the back of Pubed here. Very close. Let's do the onboard on the much faster tires. Can he pass going into this last lap for 4th position?
Jamie must be furious right now, but we do have to focus on the
Oh,
top
contact! Oh
people.
no, Fly By Night and Pubed, what happened there? Pubed is now turned around again. Looks like it was
Wow, for the
contact
last
leaving
lap, as he
Raskas
did
on
in
the...
the first lap.
Yep, on the last lap. That is way too bad. Fly By Night, we caught a nice little onboard of that on stream for everyone. But yeah, Jamie 1 very much upset on those 27 lap old. Cotton Eye Joe, looks like it worked out for him. He's on 29 lap old medium tires, but like I don't know how he did it. It's like for me, I'd
That
be
is
sliding all
crazy.
over the place. I'd be like a hockey rink out there for me. Either that or I'd have been in the wall like 9 laps ago. But good for him on that.
Carter is not happy, as it looks like he is furious here at in the pit lane. Carter is definitely not happy about this race.
Oh no, especially with the DNF, definitely not a good race for Carter and the Mercedes as a whole, as they both DNF'd out of this race.
And here comes Sweet Crown to finish up the last lap.
Yeah, but right on board.
Place.
Yep. Isakush comes in at second, and Cotton Eye Joe on those 30 lap old medium tires does take third. Pretzel's in fourth. Fly By Night as he... Oh no, did he run out of gas there at the end? He was going very slow, but he still does get that 5th position. Jamie 1 comes through in 6th, but definitely upsetting for Jamie 1. He must not be happy about that. Electing to stay out. Yep, electing to stay out on that safety car. Didn't quite work out for him, unfortunately, but he still gets some points in 6th, so it's better than falling down the order.
And I do have to mention that Sweet Crown does have 96 points now that he got first in this race. So he does continue to sit first in the championship.
Oh yeah, that he does. So Sweet Crown 19, at the end of all of this, does end up growing his lead in the championship.
What a crazy last part of the race.
Oh yeah, we had a little bit of everything. Crashes, some speed, some controversy, and you know what? Everyone here watching the stream live, you saw it first. What a race. Monaco Grand Prix does not disappoint.
That was a great race, as I had fun commentating it, and it went by very fast as the amount of action that happened.
Oh yeah, it just completely flew by this race did. But here we are right at the end. Lots of penalties I can see, but it looks like Sweet Crown 19 is your winner here at the Monaco Grand Prix. Itzakush comes in second. Cotton Eye Joe rounds out the podium. Very, very, very good race. Mo, what are your final thoughts after this?
Overall, I think it's a good finish in the race, but I do have to mention that it's like for Jamie, that's very sad. Yeah, I do feel for him. He let the whole race, and then the safety car just messed his whole race. So very unlucky for him. But Fly By Night sits in 5th position, so good for him. And looks like Fluffinata, who did manage to capture the last point and round out the grid. So very interesting race.
Oh yeah, very interesting race indeed. But unfortunately, that's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody in the stream, and those of you watching the VOD later on. If you liked what you saw, very exciting race, expect more of this. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss a single upload from ISRL. But that's going to do it for me on behalf of Mo, all the drivers, and everybody else. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And have a great night.